Welcome back to the Flutter mobile application development. This is the fifth lecture in this series. And if you have not subscribed this channel, then please subscribe and press on the bell icon so that you can get the notification for new videos and you can get updated on this channel. So let's start. So far we have seen that how we can build the widgets, how we can have different type of widgets like stateless widgets, stateful widgets, and then how we can develop simple applications. Today we will talk more about the how we can build the widgets. We also talk about the stateless widget, but in addition, we will also talk about how we can manage the state using the provider package that we have seen in the last video as well. And then we will also see that how we can do the animations. So animations, it means that there is something moving on the screen, which is doing some animation, maybe dancing some letters or making a uh, wave of color, changing the colors. So there are two different types of the animation which exist inside the Flutter framework. The one is the implicit animations, and they rely on simple settings like you are changing the properties of the widget's background color, you are changing the size or height or width, or maybe you are rotating them around. So all these are the implicit animations, and the Flutter actually provides the animation framework which look at the current value of the that widget and what value that we are assigning as a new value, and then it will, for example, we are the background color is from green, and then later on we provide it in orange, so transition it will transform that background color from green to the orange or the yellow that we have assigned it. So it will automatically move that animation or do the conversion or the transformation from one background color to the other. Easy to use, amazingly powerful, of course. So here are some examples which are coming from the Flutter framework. So we are changing the background color, we are changing the height, and accordingly that it is trying to show those previous value and transition from the previous value to the new value, and then it is doing it. So again, we can also rotate, we can do some rotations. All these animations are implicit animations. For the different type of widgets like align, container, padding, default, positioned, size, theme, they have the animated version. So if you have used the simple container, then it will just switch from the background color from green to yellow. It will not do the transformation, and then you will not, it will instantly change the color from green to yellow. But if you are using the animated version of the container, then it will do some transformation, it will take some time, and then normally we need to specify the duration, that how much time it will take for the transition from the old value to the new value, so we can assign it. The next one is the explicit animation. Explicit animation mean that we have an animation controller, and in the using the animation controller we can actually control, we can decide that when we want to do the animation, when we start that animation, when we want to stop that animation, or if we want to repeat multiple times that animation, or if we want to repeat it continuously, so we can decide about that. So but if we have a controller, it means that animation when explicitly asked to, we can manage that as a programmatically, and then because we are managing that, we create that animation controller, then it must be into a stateful widget, because we are need to maintain the state of that specific widget, so we cannot apply that explicit animations inside a stateless widget. So we have to have that stateful widget, because we want to create that in the init state or in the start of the or the create of that widget, we need to create that controller, and then at the end when we are that that page or the widget is going to be disposed of, then we have to dispose of that animation controller as well. So we need to apply, we need to use the life cycle methods at the end, and so that we can dispose of those that animation or the controller that we have created by ourselves. So to show you practically, we are going to develop that application, which is a login and sign up single page application. Of course, it is not a single page by default. Normally, we have two pages, but consider that we are trying to manage the state of that specific page using the state management like the provider package. And then we also use the explicit animation. And then, of course, we want to show the user an email address and the password, which is use help to log in into the application. And then if we want to sign up, then it will show us the name, email, and password. So first of all, we need to have that specific model. So let's start with the building of that application. So we are open the and then we open the VS Code, and then we need to start a new project. So we say start new project. It is an application, and then we need to save that into our. So do you know that? Remember that we have last time built the Ninja Turtle application where we are selecting different characters, and it will change the image. So right now we want to develop lecture number 5, and then this is our sign login and sign in underscore sign up. So I'll select that. Uh, okay, so first of all, I think that we need to select the okay, we don't want to do that. We need to select actually the what you can say that we need to select the folder. So first of all, we need to select the folder, and then here we need to make that name. So we have this one is the lecture number 5, and it is a sign in underscore sign sign up underscore app, and then we can press enter. So it will create the basic what you can say that the default application. And then of course you know that we have those that page which is show us the counter, which we can click on the add button, and then it will actually solve the problem, show that counter how many times we have clicked on that application. But what we need to do again, as a standard, we remember that we have a pages folder. And then inside the pages folder, I say our sign up app, or I can say home page, or and not only home underscore page dot. And because it is stateful, so I can say STF, automatically create that stateful widget. So I say home page, so press enter, escape, and then now we are done. So let me quickly, rather than you say home page, and then we are not receiving anything uh, from the this application, so we can click on that. And right now, let me quickly show what I mean. I want to show scaffold. Okay, so inside the scaffold inside scaffold we have the we don't have the applications, but we have a body, and then inside the body we have stack. Rather than using the the column or the row, we are using the stack. Stack mean that the things will be on top of each other. So okay, so first of all I will just put a container here. Not context, I need a container. WhatsApp. Okay, so first of all, we need to say we have a children, because just like the column or the row, stack also have the children. So inside the children, I am putting a container, and inside the container, I say height, and height is should be the size of that specific. I want to uh, like I want to make that height a little bit higher. So first of all, I just need to get the access. What is the size of that widget, size of that screen? So if I want to get that, you remember that we can use the media query. So I get size is equal to coming from the media query, and we can say dot off. Yes, look, media, and we need to media query, and then we say dot off, and then we can say that for the context, not the constant context, and then here I put a dot size. So now I have that size. Okay, so I can use that size to specify the height. So I can say that height is equal to size dot height and minus 200, for example. So when I do that, and then I also need to specify the color for that one. So I say color, and then I say colors dot indigo. I do that, and let me run that application so that you can see what is happening um, in that. So let me run that application. We already have that uh, virtual device running. It is there. So we need to run the main dot application here. So you can see that what is happening when we do that. So it will show us a container with a background color, and then the height will be, it will come around, minus 200 pixels, and then it will cover from top to the bottom of or the leaving that 200 pixels space, and it will make that background color. Okay, it is compiling, and then okay, because we are running it for the first time, so it take a little bit longer time in the beginning, and then later on when we recompile or using the hot reload, it will. So now you can see that it will give me indigo from the bottom. It leave 200 pixels, and then it will show me that. So now I want to add one more thing here, and that will be our, what you can say, that the other thing that I would like to do here, because we have the keyboards. I mean, when we click on the input field, then it will open up a keyboard. So I want to check that if the keyboard is open. So is keyboard open? So I want to check that. So again, I will use the media query, and I will use the media query dot off, and then I say we have the context, and from the context, if I say that if the view insets dot bottom is actually greater than 0, then actually because that the view is right now with the bottom is at 0 place, and from the downside. If it is greater than that, it means that it has moved up, that bottom part. So if it had moved up, it means that the keyboard is open. So that will give me that keyboard open. If it is true, then what we want to do, and then we want to test that thing, and then accordingly we need to adjust something. Okay, and that I will show you later on, or that will come later on. So then we have an animated okay, I need to add that thing first of all inside the children. So I put that, and then again I put another thing, and I say animated positioned. Okay, so animated positioned, and again look at that, it asking me that what you want to put as a child. We will create a new widget for that one, but then again it is giving me a duration part. So it say that what should be the duration for that animation. So I say duration, and then I say 5 seconds. It will take 5 seconds to do that animation. I think it should be something like this, seconds, and then I give the value as a seconds. Now, for the child, we are going to create a new widget that is going to be animated here, and that we want to create a wave, like, remember, if we go back to our slide, then we have that wave part. So we want to create that wave. So when we want to create that wave, so we have to create another widget that is going to help us to create that wave for us. So we can say that we have a wave widget. So first of all, again, I go into the lib folder, create a new folder. We say it is a widgets folder, and inside the widgets folder, I create a new file, and I say I want to create a wave underscore widget dot file. And then here we are going to, because again this wave is actually the animation where we are going to do our explicit animation, and then we are also going to create that animation controller. So because we want to use the animation controller, we need to make this widget also a stateful. So we say stf, and then we say wave widget. Okay, so we save that. Let me escape it. And then inside this widget, we need to provide the size, how much Y offset. So we need to provide these informations. So I say, fine, now I will specify these things inside our here. And then we also need to make sure that we are getting these values from the main page. So we have that one. So what is that? It is a size, actually the size of the screen. We also have a double, which is how much offset we want. I mean, we want to move because this is our background color. And then we, on top of this, we want to use that wave widget. And then inside the wave, we say that we have an offset. Offset mean it will, we will move it a little bit higher. And then we also want to, which color we want to specify for that. We can specify black, or we can specify red or orange, or whatever color we want to specify. And that we are going to provide it from here, from that main page, okay, home page. The next thing that we need to do is we need to create inside the state, we need to create what you can say animation controller. So I say that I want to have that animation controller. So I say animation controller, controller. So we say animation control, not animation. I will say animation controller. And because it is asking me that we need to specify the value, or we need to initiate it. So let me say late mean that we are going to initiate it, but later on. And then the next thing that I want to create here, I want to have the offset, and then we are actually creating the wave points. Okay, and in the beginning that waypoint is empty. I mean, there is no waypoint for that one. And then we need to have those what you can say that the life cycle. So we can say that override we okay, we can say add the rate of override. And then we need to say init. Where is the init function here? Activate, or yeah, init state. So which case init state, inside the init state, what we are going to do, we are going to create that animation controller. So we can say that we want to create an animation controller, and then we also specify the so let me copy that specific part here and then explain you this. So we are x we are and the other thing that we want to do here inside the state, we want to use a mixin. So we have a ticker provider mixin. Yes. So when we do that, so this problem here, so it means vsync. So we are actually, this one has defined this thing. So we are going to do that. And then we have a duration for that controller. Again, it is 5 seconds. And then we are adding a listener to that one, and waypoint dot clear. It means that we are clearing that waypoint. If there is some already exists, it will clear it, and then it will actually create. So now we are actually using the what you can say that the math. Okay, So so what I need to do, I need to click on that. If I bring my cursor, it's a quick fix. I need to import the math library because these pi and the cos functions are coming from the math library. As soon as I import that, it will finish. So now if you look at that, we don't have any problem. So let me load our application. So again, we will see the same thing right now here. Okay, we have a problem here. Let me quickly put a container here. Okay, container, and then I say the background color. If I say color, and then I say colors dot white, and if I do that, now you can see that actually discovering the whole screen for that one, because right now this container for this animated position is coming on top of this container, and this container is going on the background, so that's why we can't see it. So that is the stack. The widgets are coming on top of each other. Okay, so we will fix later on that problem, but right now we try to fix the problem so that we can see our application. That's what is happening inside. So what we are doing here when we are creating the controller here, so we are specifying that we sync it is this, and then we have a duration, which is a 5 second, then we are adding a listener, and then inside the add listener, we are actually creating these wave points where what is the speed of the wave. It will be a full sphere, so we are specifying the animation controller dot value multiplied by pi multiplied by 2, and then we have a normalizer full sphere, then we have a wave width, and then we have a wave height. So, and then for we are making a what you can say that we are making a based on the size of the width of the screen, we are converting that into a two integer int value, and then we are specifying, we are making a for loop, and then we are calculating the sine wave values, and then we are adding those values inside our this wave point. Okay, and then once we do that, then at the end we are saying that our animation controller dot repeat. So it means that it will going to keep on repeating itself, and then it is not going to stop after some time. So after then every 5 seconds it will make a second pass, and then it will keep on repeating itself. And because we have initiated our controller inside the init state, we also need to override at the rate of override, and then we need to have a dispose of function, and inside the dispose of function, what we need to do, we need to say animation controller dot dispose of. So we want to dispose that specific controller at the end. Once we are finished, once we this widget is done, then it will dispose of that controller. It will, so we are starting that controller, and then we are disposing that controller. We are starting the controller in the init state, the initialization of that specific widget state, and then actually this what you can say this class, when it is initiated, then we are initializing that thing, and then we are finishing, and then this when we this class is being destructed, or the destructor is called, it will call it before that one, it will call the disposal function, which is the life cycle function for that stateful widgets. And then finally we are coming here. So now here in the uh, inside the what you can say that widget builder, so we are going to return a widget. Okay, so let me quickly copy. So we and here we have a animation controller. So we say animation animated builder, and then we have animation controller, and then we have a builder context, and then this part we are saying that it is also receiving the other parameters inside this builder function, but we are not interested. We are not going to use them inside our builder. So here we are again creating another widget that we are going to create now. So we can just simply say that we want to create a new clipper underscore widget dot file, and then from there we are going to create, let me, it is a state what you can, it is a just simple class. Okay, but actually it is happening as, so I will just put that one here. So what we are doing, we have a clipper widget, extends the clipper path. Actually, this path, which is the wave path, which we are doing, so actually it will create that path for us. So we have the clipper, then we have a clipper widget, super recycle, and then we are providing that wave list, which we are creating inside here. Okay, so we have created that wave list, and in that wave list, we are going to provide it here. So let me clipper widget. So when I do that, it is actually coming up. So let me come back here. Here we want to go to this one. Let me quickly open up. Where is my clipper widget? So we are going into the clipper widget. So we are providing that wave list we have created earlier. And then here we say path is equal get clip, and we are giving this size, which is again that uh, size is coming. We are providing the size into that one, and then we say path is equal to path, add the polygon, wave list, and then path. Then we have a line 2 and line 2, and then so actually this create that path. And here we are say old clipper, and then we can if there is I mean should reclip. I mean if there's a because when we are repeating itself, it need to reclip itself. So let me quickly, rather than inside our, I think we are all done. So we have a clipper which is a point at day one. Then the child is the container where we have a width dot size dot width, and the height is height dot size dot width, and then we also have the color dot white. Okay, so we have done up to that one. So let me go back to our main home page, and rather than we added that container into that one, we are going to create the wave child. So we are going to create a wave child here. So we say wave widget, and inside we need to provide the size. So size is actually is already coming, that is coming from this one. So we can specify that. Y offset is something that we need to provide here. So for the Y offset, we are going to provide size dot height divided by 3. So I will show you size dot height divided by 3, and then the color that we need to set is the colors dot white. Colors dot white. Okay, and now you can see that it is actually creating that wave for me. Okay, so now we can see that rather than it just that specific wave container is covering the whole, it says by 3, I say by divided by 4, it is going up. If I say divided by 2, then it is going to go a little bit down. If I say for example, if I go into the wave, do we have yes, let me check. Wave y size. Okay, so let me, I mean, we can divide by 3, save it. So you can see that the save wave is coming up here. The other thing that I want to put on top of this one is we want to specify what you can say that we want to put the sign in or sign up. Now, this is something which we need to make sure that is coming from our state, the state management. Remember, so using the provider package, we can use them, we can manage the state. Okay. So what is that? This argument should be the last. So it say that the child should be the last. So first of all, let me, I mean, it is giving me a warning. So I will put that one here. So this warning is gone. Again, here it is also giving me a warning that we have not used, that we created that specific variable, but we have not used it yet. But definitely we will be using later on as soon as we are going to proceed and make. So right now we have what you can say that we have a simple inside a stack we have a container which give me the this background color or indigo color, and then on top of that indigo color we are putting that wave clipper which is actually creating these wave for us. That is an animation that we have used here. And after this we want to put the sign in or sign up. Now, before we can move forward, let me quickly, we have not imported any kind of the package here. So what I need to do, I need to go into the terminal, and inside the terminal, I need to add that provider package. So I say Flutter pub add, and then we say have a provider package. So have, I mean, you can see that it will provider package automatically will come here. It's here. You can see that it is automatically added. So it will do that. And now what I need to do, I need to create that package. Okay. So we need to create that uh, package, so we can say data provider, state provider, whatever that name we want. So let me open up in, go into the library lib folder, create a new folder which is we call model, and inside the model we have another class which is the data provider or the state provider. Let me put a state underscore provider dot dart. Okay, and then remember that we need to create a class here. So we say class, and that class will be our state provider, and that should extend uh, from our change notifier. And inside the change notifier, automatically it is coming from the material. We automatically imported that library for us, which is a material.dart library. So now here we want to define a Boolean variable. We can say underscore is sign up. If, I mean, are we are, I mean, is the user is sign up, is signing up for this application or what? So here we say default value is false unless and until it has been. So because if you look at that, I say underscore. Underscore means this is the private variable. If this is a private variable, then we need to make sure that we are having the get method. So we say get, and then we say is sign up, and then that will give me the value of this underscore is private variable. Then we can also have the what you can say that set value. We can also put that one. So we say set, and then we say is sign up, and then we can say that it will take a Boolean value, and then we can say that we want to change that is sign up value to this new value which is coming from the, and then once we are done that, we also say we want to notify any listener who is listening to this state provider, any who has subscribed for any listening to the changes in that is happening in the state provider. We are going to provide, we can update the value wherever it is required. Okay, so what we are going to do here, let me put that one here, and then uh, here I will write a thing here. So what is that? So I will check. I will check that what I'm going to put inside. So first of all, I would have a padding, and inside the padding, we are going to say that edge insets. It should be insets dot all, and not insert dot all. Let me do that first, and then I say only, and then I say only from the top. Okay, so add insets top, and now we are going to check if the keyboard is open. We are going to put that edge from the top. That will be a little bit smaller, and if there is no keyboard is open, then we are going to provide a little bit longer. So we can say that is keyboard open, and then we have a ternary operator. So if keyboard is open, then we say 15.0, otherwise we are going to it 100.0. So we are putting some padding, and then inside the padding, once we have that padding here, we don't want to do that. Padding is there, and then inside we are putting a child, And then inside the child, we are going to put a what you can say that a row, and inside the row I say the main axis alignment, and that will be a main axis alignment dot center. So we are putting that into the center. Okay, and then of course we need to put the children here, and inside the children we are putting what you can say that a context. I mean, we need to watch. We need to. We have a state provider. We need to watch that is sign up value. We are subscribing for that one. We want to subscribe for that change, any change happening in that the sign up value, and then we can what we can do is we can say the context dot watch, and when as soon as I do that, it automatically import the provider for me. And then what we are watching the state provider. But remember that if we want to use the state provider, then we have to have that state provider. We need to enclose our application inside the state provider. Okay, so here, rather than having this run application, and then this application should be the child of the state provider. So we have a multi uh, provider, and then inside we have the providers, and then we have the child. Let me we have the providers first, so let me put the providers. So provider is like change notifier provider, and then we are going to again here remember that we use the underscore. It means it is receiving a parameter. This function is receiving a parameter, but we are not going to use it inside the function, so we can just simply say state provider, and then we have created the state, and then once we have done that, we can say child, and then child, we are putting that one here. So when we do that and we come back here, now we just need to say that we want to check the is sign up. So we are reading that value, and we are going to subscribe for any changes that is going to happen into that sign up. And if it is true, then we are going to put the what you can say that we need to put a text here, and then inside the text we need to put that value. So if the sign up is true, we put the sign up. Otherwise, we are going to put the sign in. Okay. So as soon as I save the value, and then we can see, let me quickly, what you can say that we have the alignment. It should be, let me put the some styles here. Okay. Let me quickly put that style here. And okay, so it is saying that we have a child expected to find this. So what is okay? So we need to put a comma here, and it is giving me a problem. So we are say context dot watch. We are watching it, and then we are. It is giving me provider could not find the correct provider state provider above this home widget. Okay, what is the problem? Because if we look at that, we have done that. So let me stop the application and rerun that application. It could be the problem because we are changing the state thing. So when we are changing the state thing, it may be a problem that is happening due to that. So we need to restart the application rather than the hot reload is not going to work all the time. So sometimes we need to restart our application. So let's see, it is showing me up the sign in and sign up part or not. Yep. So you can see that I can see the sign in, and because we are giving the sign up is by default false. If I go back here and then make it true and save it, then you will see that we have a sign. Refresh. Let me refresh it. It should show me sign up. Yeah, you can see that when we change it. So let me go back and quickly make it false again, and then refresh our application. So we are showing this, seeing that one. So we have a wave animation, and then we also have a sign up. And if we go back to our slide, we need to put these two different things here. One is the sign up widgets, or what, where we are having the what you can say that the sign where we need user need to provide for sign up. User need to provide the name. It also provide to the email. It also need to provide the password, confirm password. But when it is on the sign in page or the login page, then accordingly button is also changing, and as well as we need to change the input fields as well. So let me quickly go back to our project here. And now what I want to do here, I want to do some what you can say that I have some paddings, and then inside the paddings I want to have the sign up widget, which is showing up the name, password, email, password, and the confirm password for input fields. And what you can say that at the end it will show me that specific so we need to create, rather than I can write everything here inside the home page, but if it is better that I write those things inside our, what you can say, a separate widget, and then I can just call it here. So let me quickly create another widget here, and then I say sign in widget, sign in underscore widget dot dart, and inside the sign in dot dart widget, what I need to do here, I need to create a stateless widget. Okay, STL. So we say stateless widget, and that will be sign in widget. And inside we need to have the controllers, because um, remember, inside the text field, we can give the controllers or the text editing controllers. So first of all, we need to have these controllers here. Okay, and they are final, so we need to we need to make sure that we are passing these controllers to this widget from our home page. So in the home page, we need to create the controllers as well. Okay, so we come down here, and then we say we want to create the controllers. So where we, inside the home page, we are going to container. If we look at, we have the four controllers that we need. We have the name controller, which is the managing the uh, name field. Then we have an email controller, which is managing the email controller. And then we have password and the confirm password. So we have created that these controllers here. Okay. So now what I need to do here, we have a clipper, it is all done. This wave one is also done, and then here we have the sign in. So inside the sign in, what we need to do, we need to have the text fields. Again, for the text field, because we are applying the same styles on all the text field that we are going to use, so it is always better that rather than write those styling and the things again and again, maybe because we have in the sign in, we have the email and the password. In the sign up, we have the name, email, password, and the confirm password. So we have 6 times we need to write that specific styles. So rather than using the writing them 6 times, we write only one time, and then we can only change what is required. So we say text field underscore widget dot dart, and then inside that text field widget, we are going to create. So let me quickly, I want to put those informations here, and then if I come down here, it says that we need to import the let me check. Okay, so we will do it later on. So first, we will import those things whenever it's required, because first of all, we have a state uh, provider. So we say state provider, and then we get that context here. we are getting that model, or we are getting that state provider for us. So that's why it is automatically import for this model. So now what we are doing here, we have a string int text that we want to show. Then we also have the icon data, the prefix data, that it will come in the beginning of that specific field. We also have the suffix icon data, and then we also have obscure. Obscure mean that we want to hide the contents of that input field or not. So again, that's a Boolean value that we will see. For especially for the password, we need to obscure, we need to hide those information. But for the email and the name, we don't need to. And then we also have value changed. So if the value of that specific input field has been changed or not, what will be the color that we are going to pass? And then we have a text editing controller that is also going to be passed from the home page. So home page is going to provide those controllers, or the text editing controllers, or the name editing controllers they will process. Okay, so where is my text input field? Okay. So, and the last one, if this is a valid means that we are applying certain validation on the input. So if it is a valid, then it will show us that it will maintain a specific. It will, it will highlight the border color will become red if it is not valid, and if it is valid, then the border color will be the indigo blue or the blue color. Okay. And then here, because we are going to provide, we are getting the provider dot of context again, because here we want to create that state, and we are going to use it at a multiple places. Again, here, if is visible or is not visible, it means that the last or the suffix, the icon, this is going to be appear at the end. It is going to be visible or not. So again, based on that, we are going to check that one. If model dot invisible, and then of course we need to go into the state provider, and then we need to add those values over there as well. Okay. So first of all, I say is visible. So again, is visible is again, it is false. So, and then we also need to make the what you can say, that set and get methods. So get method, which is getting this invisible, and then is visible values. So now if I come back here into my state, let me quickly go into the text field. So now you can see that this error has gone away, because we have added that is visible inside our model. So what we are doing here, we have creating a text field and checking that if we want to obscure the text, and then again, that value true or false is coming from the home page, what color that we want to show of the cursor. If on change, what is going to be the method or the function that we are going to perform on changed, what will be the controller, and again, that controller is coming from the home page. Then we are specifying the style of that specific text that is going to appear in that field. And then we also have some decorations, input decorations. What will be the hint text that we want to show? For example, for the email field, we will say enter your email, or just write email. For the name field, it will write name. For the password, we write password. So we can provide those information from the main page. And then we also have what will be the label style, and then if what will be the focus color, and are going to fill that specific field or not, what will be the prefix icon. And then if you look at that prefix icon is specified, it is coming from the home page. And then enable border, we want to show the border or not. And then we want to when the focused border, when the focus comes in, then if you look at that, here we are using that one. So if it is a valid, is valid, then we are going to what you can say, that the value will be the color that is going to be specified by the home page. Otherwise, it will be a red color. So the is valid we have specified here. So that is coming again from our home page. Okay. And then we say label text, that will be hint text, that is the email or the password or the name that we are specified. And then we have a gesture detector Gesture detector mean whenever there is a change inside that specific what you can say that inside that model dot invisible is equal to not model. So actually it will have, I mean, we are going to show the icon at the end or not. So that is what which is I mean, we want to make it visible, the or obscured or not. Okay, so that is our what you can say that now we are going to provide, we have a talk about controller, we have a password controller, and then because here inside the login widget, where is the login widget? So let me, or the sign up widget actually, we are going to add some text fields here. So we are going to create the, first of all, I want to create a column. Okay, and inside the column we have the children, and the children's will be what you can say that we have the text field widget. And if you look at that, it will tell me that I need to provide the hint text. So here, if you look at the sign in widget show only two fields. The first field is the email. So I just write email here, and I want to put the prefix data, that is the icon. So I can say that icons, it is coming from the icons library, which is already present. So I say mail outline, do that. So I have provided that one. Then we have a suffix icon, and then in the suffix icon, I can just simply check that thing here, that if it is visible or not. So I can say prefix okay, let me, suffix icon is, we need to look at the context, and we are looking at the watch, and then we are watching what we are watching, the state provider, and then we are watching the is visible, is uh, is visible or not. Suffix icon data is valid. Okay, is valid. And if it is valid, then I will provide the icons dot check. Otherwise, I will just put the null value. Okay. So this is something which is, we have the email. Okay. And then we want to obscure, of course, this is the, what you can say that, um, um, it obscure is false. The reason is that we don't want to obscure the email, but password, yes. For when we are giving the field input field for the password, we are going to obscure it. Otherwise, we don't need to. And then for the on change, we have the value. I mean, value is something which is coming as a new value. Okay, the value which is the changing. Remember that on change, the new value, the whenever we are typing, for example, we are typing our name Abbas at gmail.com. So it will say A, then AB, then ABB, then ABA, and then ABAS, and so on. So I mean, here we are applying, we can apply certain rules on that one. So let me uh, colors dot we will talk about the rules later on. Then we say indigo. Yep, I want to put that color as an indigo. And the next thing is invalid. Is valid mean that again we need to check that uh, we want to provide the context, so we can say that is valid. So again we say context, and here we are going to check watch, and then again we want to watch the state provider, and then we want to check. But here we want to make sure, we want to create a new variable, we call it a boolean, and then we say is, now what you can say that is valid email. Okay, and by default it is false. And then, of course, what we need to do, we need to make the set and get method. So let me quickly bring up the is valid email part and put it here. So we have is valid email, so we are getting that. And then we come back here and then we can say is valid email. Okay, so we also, do we have the is valid? We also don't have the is valid, so we need to create that boolean variable underscore is valid. Okay, and that is again in the beginning it is false. Okay, and then we also need to what we can say, that we also need to have that is valid get and set methods. Okay, so we have is valid. Now we need to provide the controller. The controller is coming. We need to provide, because we are talking about email. So I say email controller that we are going to provide here. So now we have not touched this part. I mean, where we are going to apply certain rules. What we can do here. So what could be a rule for here? So verify email. So we can write that thing here as well. So let me quickly grab the code from here, which is the verify that specific email. And we have this thing. So here what we are doing, we can say that it can start with a letter or some letter, and then we have, so actually here we are specifying a regular expression to verify the email, that email is correct. It means that it should have a string in the beginning, and then it should have an at the rate sign, then it should have again a string, then we have a dot, and then we have some string after that one as well. So it will verify. It is a simple expression. I just search it only online and then I use it, and once we have that regular expression, we are say has the match. So the value that we are providing inside a string, that function, it does it match with this specific regular expression. If it is matches with that one, then we say that is valid email is equal to true. Otherwise, is valid email is equal to false. And whoever is watching into these is valid email variable in that state provider or the state, then it will going to notify that thing. So we are inside the here, and here we said again we have a context, and then we are rather read, and then we are reading from the uh, state provider, and then we say is okay verify email, and then we need to send the value, which is the value which is coming here. We need to provide that. So we have that column number one thing. And okay, so we also need to provide a second widget here as well. So if I quickly jump into that one, I want to leave some space between these two text input fields, and I put another text field widget. And then again, I need to provide a hint. This is our password. And then we have a prefix that will be our icons dot what you can say, that we have a prefix icon dot log, icons dot log underscore outline, and then we have a suffix data. Suffix data is again I want to show it or not. So in the suffix I will put again a context, and uh, context context dot not I need to put a small context dot I want to watch, and then again I need to provide that state provider, and then what we want is a valid uh, part. I mean is visible. Again, we are putting the is visible or not. So the point is that is suffix icon is valid or not. So here we say what you can say that, do you want to make it visible or not? So if it is visible, then it will show a different icon. Otherwise, it will show a different icon. Okay. So what we need to do here, we don't have an is visible state here. So we have the is sign up is visible. Yes, we have an is visible. So we can just simply say is visible. And then let me quickly let's say visible. And then here we need to say icons dot what icons dot visibility. And if it is not, then I will put the is visibility off. So icons dot visibility underscore off. So we have that. Then of course we want to put true here. The reason is that this is a password. I mean, rather than I would say the obscure, I would say that I want to watch this one. So if is visible or not. Okay. So I will just again quickly let me copy is visible obscure. It will come like this. So I will just using the is visible. If it is visible, okay, I will put false. I mean, obscurity will become false. Otherwise, it will become not. So I can also put something like this not, or and then I can remove this part because it is also a what you can say that home, not home. We have a state provider. Okay, so we can just put that one. If it is visible, then it will become false. Otherwise, it will become true. And then again, on the on changed method, we need to have that method. So we say value, and then inside the value, we want to send, we want to check, we want to verify the password. Again, I for the password we have a method so which are we are specifying. Let me quickly copy it from the other project and put it here. So what we are going to do here, so is valid passwords, of course we need to provide that is valid here. So is valid password, so let me put quickly this one here into our list here. So is valid email, is valid password, and then we also need to put that is valid password get and set methods. Okay, so I put them here, and then here what I am doing. So verifying the password, it will have the value which is we are typing inside our input field, and then we are checking that minimum length is equal to 8. So now we are checking if the value length is less than 8, or it contains the small letter, it contains the capital letter, or it contains the uh, actually we are saying that it is less than not less than 8, not containing the small letter, not containing the capital letter, not containing a digit, and not containing a special letter. Then we are saying the invalid, the valid password is not valid, and it means it is false. Otherwise, it will become true, and then we are notifying these things too. So what we are going to do here, we again using the same method that we are provided here, context, and then we say dot verify password, and then we give the value as an input, and then it will cover that one. The next thing that we need to do here is the color. So again, the color is color indigo. Okay, controller is the password controller, and then is valid. Again, we need to specify that is it is a valid or not, and uh, is valid. So we can specify that we are it is actually specifying the where is that we have the is valid email. Yes, we have this one. So we are talking about this. So rather than saying that is, uh, so we say dot is valid password. Okay, so we are putting that one. So now we have finished this specific what you can say that the function that widget which is show me the input field. So let me quickly go back, and here after inside our stack, so we want to add that specific shape. So again we are putting the padding, so again we have put the padding. Let me quickly, this is our padding inside a stack. We are putting our row, everything, padding is done. So we are come down here inside our stack, and then we are padding and inside the padding again I say uh, edge insets all, and then I put 30, 30 point pixels, and then I say that I want to put a child here, and that child is actually a column. Okay, and inside the column we have a children, and inside the children, before we can do that, we can say main axis alignment is dot end. I mean, if we are making it, shifting it towards the to the bottom of the page, so that's what we are doing here. And then we say that we have a cross axis alignment, and again cross axis alignment dot end. So if there is something, it is going to do that, go towards the end, towards the right side of that. Okay, and then here we need to check what we need to check. We need from our what you can say that we want to watch, and then we want to watch from our provider state provider, and we want to watch the is a sign up. So if is a sign up, then what we want to do, we want to create a uh, what you can say, let me put a simple text here. I mean, we are sign up widget will come here, because we are, otherwise, I mean, if this is not the case, then what we need to do, we need to do sign in widget, and inside the sign in widget we need to provide the email controller and the password controller, which we have defined here. Okay, email controller and the password controller, and that's it. So now we have a sign in, and what else we need to do here? Okay, we are not, we have the sign in, so we have sign in. It should show me that. Okay, let me run. So now we can see that we have these email, and look at that when we are clicking on that, when we click on the password. So now if you look at that, once it will go up, the password is, it is going up. Then why our is keyboard on top, keyboard open, yes, keyboard is open, it should, our sign in is going up, but our widget is that this widget is should be, what you can say that hide. Okay, let me quickly check what we are missing here, because height, okay, size, okay, we need to say that inside our top, so animated position, we are not specified. We say first of all, let me say top, and then we can say that is keyboard open. If keyboard is open, then we say negative size and dot height, not size dot height, and then we say divided by 3.7, and otherwise it is 0 0.0. So if I do that, and now you can see that our height is going up. And the other thing is, I just say that the curve, I would like to add one more property here, that change that behavior of the, how it is going to show that thing. Okay, so by default it is a linear, so it is always go the same way. But if you are say is out quad, so it will change that behavior, how these waves are going to display. Okay, so now you can see that if I do that, it is going coming down, but when I do that, it is going up. So it is according to the keyboard position, it is going to change the value. The next thing that I want to add inside this uh, inside, we need to put a button here. Okay, so after the sign in and sign out, we need to put a button here. So I also need to put, what you can say that sign in or sign up. If it is a sign in, then it will show me sign up. When I click on that, it will change from the sign in to sign up. So I also need to put that one over there under that specific, what you can say that. So we have the children inside the inside yes text. What text? Text. Yes, we need to make sure that we are putting at the right place. Under the sign up or sign in widgets, we need to put, I'm putting what you can say that here, and then I do that. I'm leaving some space, and then I have a widget which is actually uh, change the focus from the sign in to the sign out. So again, I create a new widget here, that is our change focus widget. Okay, change underscore focus underscore widget dot, and inside that change focus widget, we are going to create a stateless widget. Let me quickly put it over here. We are not going to do that. Rather than we have the state provider. And then if you look at it, so what we are doing here, we have a change widget which takes the on tap method, which is when we click on that, it will show us. And then based on the value in the sign up, it is going to show me. If it is sign up, then it model dot is sign up, then it will show me login. Otherwise, it will show me sign up. And then if it is the text style is the color accent, so we are showing that. So now let me quickly come back to the home page and then show that specific. So we can just say that change widget. Yeah, and then on tap, what we need to do. Okay, so let me quickly show you that specific method here, and this is what we want to do. So we want to clear our controllers because we are changing from the sign in to the sign up. And if there is already a state or this data that has been entered by the user, we want to clear it first. And then we want to change the sign in or this sign up value from our. So we can just simply say that state provider, the same thing that is going here, and then it will change the value. Once it's changed the value, it automatically where is our let me quickly state. So whenever we are changing the value in the sign up, it will notify the things to the user, so it will do that. So now we are going to uh, change focus method. It is going to be so now when I click on that, it show me the sign in, otherwise it show me the sign. So now if we look at that, we are changing the focus from the sign in to the sign up and sign up to the sign in. So it is working perfectly fine for us right now. Let me go back. What we need next, we need to add a button on the okay, so again, I will add another, what you can say that leave some space between the button, which is going to, we also have a button widget. So we created a button widget here. So we also need to create a new widget here. It should be a button underscore widget dot. Okay. So again, let me quickly, because it is also a stateless widget, I quickly copy and put it here, and then accordingly we need to show that. So we are providing the values, we are providing the string, what we want to show on the button, and then what will be the callback method. Okay. So we come back here inside the, and then we say that we want to call that specific uh, button widget, and inside we need to provide a title. So that title, it depends on the value of that sign up. Okay, so let me quickly, again I say context, and then we want to watch, and then that watch will coming from our state provider, and then we are watching the is sign up, and if it is sign up, okay, we are going to show the sign up here. Otherwise, we are going to show sign in. Okay. So, and then the next thing is we need to, when we are, what we need to perform, what we need to do in that function. Okay. So here, I will do another, the function that is happening here. Let me quickly grab that function. Okay. And put it inside the void, and then we say sign in for sign up. Okay, again, depending on the value of the sign up, we are going to do that. So we are putting these values here, and then we are going to do fix that thing here. So first of all, we need to have this provider here rather than home model. Okay, no, I will explain you a little bit shorter so that what is happening here. Okay, and what else? We also have the user, and then we need to have a user model. So user model is something which it is a simple state. What you can say that it is a uh, it is let me quickly add that new model here. So we say user underscore model dot. Okay, and inside I just put that one. So here we have this model, which is it is saying that we have a name, we have an email, then we have a string, a password, then we have a set and get method for the name, set and get method for the email, set and get method for the password. Okay, so we are going to have that user model, and that it will import that thing for me. Let me quickly go. Yep, it is working. It's all good. On tab, we need to call that function. Let me put that one here so that it will clear up. Okay, and because still we have now we have not created that state yet. Okay, change focus, sign in widget, we have already done that. So now this one is also not there. That, and then we say false, and then we also need to put the boolean type of that one. And then we of course we also need to make sure that we have that is confirmed or is confirmed password set and get method. So we are putting that one here. uh, Get is valid confirmed password, is valid confirmed password. Okay, then what's the, okay, so we have not put the underscore here. Okay, so yep, it looks fine now. So we have that one. Now then we have the add user method. So add user method is something in which we are actually adding. We are going to create a list of what you can say that users. Okay, so let me quickly uh, uh, inside our state we have a variable called where we are going to save the user. So we need to say user model the underscore users, and then what I need to do here, I uh, needs to what needs to have that add user method, okay, which is actually adding that method for me. So let me quickly go down and put that add user method is existing user. Again, we need to see that if we have the is existing user. So again, we have a method which is actually helping us out to find out is there an existing user method. So it will return me that. So I will be using this one. So again, is using existing method email. If it is already existed, then we will not add it. Otherwise, we are going to add it. Though, and then we have is sign up. Okay, it is missing the N, but let's uh, quickly, let me quickly fix it. So inside we have, it will actually change at a lot of different places. Sign up, and then of course here we also need to have a sign up. And now if I look at that, wherever we are using that sign up method, we have to make sure that we are using it. It is get valid user that we will talk later. Okay. So what we are doing here, we say, first of all, we are checking that name, email, and the password, which are coming from the controllers, depending on which we are. And then we are checking if we have a valid email or valid name, valid password, valid confirmed password, because we are sign up. Okay. So when we are sign up, then we are checking all these values, and if they are true, then we are checking that add user name, email, and password, we are sending it. And then we are scaffold, we are showing a, in the snack bar, we are showing a message over there, uh, and that message is going to display that we have successfully signed up or not. And then we also have the duration, how much duration it will take, and then after that time it will automatically disappear. And if that is not the case, it means that we are have not the valid input values, then we are say sorry, you have failed a message, then we are showing that one. And if we are in the sign up and then we are actually sending the email and the password only, then we are where is that? So if we are here, then if it is the successfully added, then it will show me successfully. Otherwise, it says that not successfully added. And then here it is telling me that if you need to provide all the informations, or it should be valid information. In the else part, where we are say the email and passwords, and then we want to click on the sign in button, then we have the get the email and the password from these controllers, and then we are say get valid user. So get valid user is again another method which is giving us the information. So let me put that method inside our controller, and then we say first where this first where null value is actually coming from a collection. So we need to add one more, what we can say, that one more uh, package here, which is called collection. So when I do that, we need to update our pub automatically. It is, if it is not, then we can always go into the pubs map and then click on that button, and it will show that we have that collection over there. And now we say first, uh, okay, it was, let me quickly, first where or not. So first where or not. So when I do that, if we go up, it has actually imported that collection for me. So it is actually working now. So perfectly fine for here on the provider side. And now if we come back into the home page, so we are checking. So when we get a valid user, we get the valid user from our using the email and the password. So what it is doing here, it will receive the username and email and the password, and then it will check if it exists inside our list. If it exists over there, then we are verifying that the password is matching with the password which has been provided by the user. If they are both matching, then we say return existing user. It will return me the object of that user. Otherwise, it will return me null. And that is what we are checking here. If the user which is coming from as a result from that get valid user, if it is null, not null, it means that the user has provided the right email and the password. So we are saying you have successfully logged in. Otherwise, we say sorry, you have failed to log in into that one. So again, everything is coming in the snack bar. Okay, and if you look at that, now we also have the sign in button and the sign up button. If I click on that, so you can say sorry, you failed to log in. Reason is that it is coming into that one because we have provided these information, and when we try to get those informations out of that one, it is does not matching, and then it will come down here and then sorry, you are not logged in. And when I click on the sign up, it is going to that one. So right now we are done with that sign in part, but we need to make a sign up widget as well. So for the sign up widget, let me quickly grab because the video is getting longer. So let me quickly grab up the whole sign up widget and then create a new widget here. And then I say that we have a sign up underscore widget dot, and then inside I just quickly copy paste that thing. And then of course we don't need these packages. It will automatically come when we fix the problems here. So first of all, we say text field widget. Okay, and then rather than we have the state provider, and then we are going to copy this thing here, put it here, and then fix these things quickly, and then I can explain you what is happening here. Okay, and then we say verify the password, and here. So if I look at that, verify confirm password. So verify confirm password is not given yet. So let me open up into the model, and then we say where is the verify confirm password. So what we are doing here, put it in our state uh, provider. So here we are saying that verify string value and the string password. So we are saying if the value is double equal to password, then we say that they are true, otherwise it is false. So I let me save it first, and then you can see that now this problem is also gone. So now if I just refresh my page here, I also need to make sure that I in the home page, rather than I am putting that text field, I need to call that sign up. Where is that? So we say stack, then we have the sign up or the sign. This is the button widget that we have used. And then here, rather than the text, I want to put the sign up widget. And then of course I need to provide these controller names. It is already given. And now when we click on that, now you can see that I have all these values, and it is when I click on that, it will go back. So let me quickly make one user here, Abbas, and then we click on kbds at gmail.com. And as soon as you can see that when I say dot c o, and as soon as it become a valid email, it become from red to blue again. So com, and then here again, if you look at that, it is red. The reason is that because it's not valid, the password. So I say ASDF capital G12, and then I put some ampersand sign here, ASDF capital G A 12 and ampersand sign. So now you can see that when I sign up, So now you can say that, wow, Abbas, you have successfully signed up. Go to the login page. It is not going in, but let me check. So abbas at gmail.com. Okay. And now I just put ASDF capital G 1, 2, and ampersand sign. So what is happening here? It is saying me, okay, so let me close the application. So it is saying me that we are changing the wall. So actually, when we are inside the functions, we rather than we use the watch, we use the read part. Okay. Is there any other else? Anyone anywhere else we are using it? Again, we are having this. We have a read. So actually here we have to the watch. Let me quickly check when we are clicking on the button. Uh, Here you have successfully logged in. Let me successfully, where is the, okay, let me go to the function here. Is not a load camel, okay, so it should be kept small sign in, and then accordingly we need to change these things here. Okay, so once we successfully logged in, we have an action button there. Sign in. Then we have the snack bar. Okay. And then go to the change focus. So actually it is going to the change focus. So let me quickly come down here. We are clearing all the, and then we say changing the value and then the sign up value. So let me go here and then we are notifying over there. So, okay, it should be okay. Anyway, so let me rerun the application first. Okay, we are in the main, rerun the application and then check everything is working perfectly fine. And then we will finish our lecture at this point. Once we have done that, and then I will upload this code as well in the Git repo as well as these slides over there. But of course, we will continue our discussion because right now we have some problems. The problem is that whenever we are, remember, we have successfully logged in, but that data is only inside that state provider method in the RAM, and it is not going to work for me. So if I just quickly say Abbas, we are providing these values. Okay, and then we sign up, and then we say go to login. It is not going in, but we will just check again, and then we can say here, and then you click on the sign. So look at that. It says that you have successfully logged in, and after some time it will disappear. So there are two different types of the what we can say that the snack bars. Here we have the action part, and in the other we don't have the action part. If you have the action part, then it will not disappear unless and until you click on that action part. Okay, so that is one thing that you need to do. And if you don't have the action part, it automatically disappear after that specific duration that you have specified here. Okay, so when I click here, it will show me the message, and after 2 seconds it will disappear for me. So that is for this lecture. We will continue, and then if we just go back to the slide, so we have these problems. The data is stored in the application state only, and then whenever we are what we can say that whenever we are stop that application, we are going to lose our data. It is not be any longer there. When we are closing the application, we start the application, we cannot use the same uh, here. So sorry, you have failed. Okay, so that's the problem that is happening here with us. The reason is that we are not saving the data permanently into our device, so no persistent storage. So we can use a local storage, we can use the SQLite database, which is again the local database within this device, or we can use the cloud storage like the Firebase to save those information so that whenever we come back into our application, we can access it. But we will talk about these problems later and how we can solve this. We will attack those things. And thank you very much. I hope you like this lecture, and we will continue to solve these problems. Thank you.